Now to a woman who wrote a children's book on grief back in court today for her murder trial. Kouri Richins is accused of fatally poisoning her husband, Eric Richins, with fentanyl in 2023. An attorney is questioning a forensic toxicologist who testified that Richins' husband had fentanyl present in his system at the time of his death. Prosecutors accuse Richins of killing her husband and then writing a children's book about grief to profit off of it. She's pleaded not guilty. And ABC News legal analyst Brian Buckmeyer joins me now to break all of this down. And I want to focus in on the housekeeper. So the housekeeper, Brian, was also being cross-examined. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Alex. So Karen Marie Lauper is the housekeeper of some time for the Richins. And the reason why she's so important, because according to prosecutors, she's the one that Kouri Richins went to not just once, but twice to procure illegal drugs that is allegedly used to kill her husband, Eric. And it's some of those messages and conversations between the two of them that are most incriminating. At one point in time, Carmen testified that Kouri had asked for, quote unquote, the Michael Jackson stuff, which she didn't know what it was or what it meant to be. But in fact, as we all infamously know, Michael Jackson died of fentanyl, and that's what was found in Eric's system. And they're trying to connect the dots to say, this is the person who procured the drugs, but she's got a bit of a checkered past in terms of a criminal record with not only possession charges, but also possession with the intent to distribute. And so in cross-examination, the defense is attempting to poke holes both in her credibility, but also in what they call multiple variations of this story from when she's on the stand to parts of the investigation as well.
Well, and Brian, as we brought up, the toxicology results show that Eric Richins had 5 times the lethal limit of fentanyl in his system. I'm curious, does that help the prosecution's case here?
It helps him a lot, Alex. And I can tell you, as a federal defense attorney and former homicide public defender in Brooklyn, New York, the distribution of drugs and the lack of knowledge of even people who distribute the drugs as to what's in their drugs, namely fentanyl, is scary. But when you look at both the fact that the housekeeper is out there procuring drugs allegedly for the wife, the allegations that she didn't just try to drug him once, but twice, and then the amount, it suggests for the prosecution in their argument that the high amounts was done purposefully in order to kill Eric Richins, and that's a part of their argument.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer for us. Thank you as always.